r/askreddit. What video games show that graphics truly aren't everything?
Dwarf Fortress, because what it has can be barely called graphics.
Tetris.
I think this is the text of this question and the eternal counter to the better graphics arms race.
Tetris with Arctics.
Old school RuneScape.
AC Shanty 2 intensifies.
It's been my ringtone for years. Pretty sure my roommates hate it.
Minecraft. Not a fan myself, but if anything does, it's that one.
Have you seen the new Artex version, though? People are memming stuff like 2010. Can it run Crysis? 2020? Can it run Minecraft? And they aren't that far from the truth, especially if you enable custom texture packs.
You have to enable custom texture packs for X as the default texture packs. Don't include normal maps and such that make the Artex possible.
Factorio. I always thought Factorio's graphic design was really good, actually.
It's come a long way.
Oregon Trail comes to mind.
Age of Empires.
AoE 2 was the best. Loved them all.
Faith. It showed that a horror game can still be terrifying even in 8-bit.
The dude who made it apparently learned everything he knew about horror from watching Markiplier play horror games. LOL, Al, I'm not even joking. That's what he says in a YouTube comment on a video of Markiplier playing Faith 2.
Baba is you.
I didn't think anyone else would mention it. Such a novel concept, and damn does it get tricky with Atari-grade graphics.
The first Pokemon Mystery Dungeons, the 2 is my favorite, and the old Pokemon's game.
Explorers is my favorite game of all time, hands down.
RimWorld. Amazing game. I always have to be sure I have literally nothing else going on in my day before I fire it up, because before I know it, it's 3 a.m. and I'm playing for just one more day once again.
Stop stalking my sleep schedule. /
Heroes of Might and Magic 3 and Master of Orion 2, both very dated graphics but stand the test of time. Still very playable today, and best of all, they can run almost any PC. Also add Civ series to the list.
Had to scroll way too far to find Hum 3. To anyone checking it out, make sure to get the GOG version instead of the Steam ripoff version.
Mountain Blade. Warband is one that comes to mind for me.
Is it me, or do its lower-end graphics make it better? I love how comical some of the faces and scenes can look. Bannerlord objectively looks better graphically, but it doesn't have that naturally silly feel to it.
Terraria.
While true, 1.3 through to 1.4 definitely got put through their paces, making the game look pretty, like we have proper storms, winds, water physics and animations, etc. Now, it is still a great game regardless of graphics, but we certainly have those too now.
RimWorld. Endless possibilities for your floating head and torso colonies.
And lots of human skin hats.
Thomas was alone. I was really hooked from the very beginning.
I've never before had such strong feelings for geometric shapes. One of my all-time favorite games.
To the moon.
Such an incredible game. The only thing lacking in this game is the graphics and the gameplay itself. It's more of a visual novel. The story is fantastic, and this is the only game I have ever bought. If there is anyone out there that hasn't played this and have a few hours to spare, please give this a shot. I could never recommend this game enough to do it justice.
Its sequel, Finding Paradise, is my absolute favorite game. I was an emotional train wreck by the time Star Wars Battlefront 2, 2005 classic.
Admittedly, it was of its time.
Oblivion. Hardly anyone talks about the graphics because we're too busy laughing at the NPC dialogue.
Aside from everyone looking like Potato Head Shrek, the graphics looked amazing when it came out.
Undertale.
Was thinking this. A spectacular story doesn't always need good graphics.
Fallout New Vegas looks really dated by today's standards, but the game is just as fun as it's ever been.
The Simpsons. Hit and run.
I actually replayed it recently because I never finished it as a kid. Besides some rendering issues when you go from one location to another really fast, it hasn't aged terribly in my opinion. It's just one of those fun games you boot up to mess around in and kick people and steal ice cream trucks in. You're not looking for a masterpiece, it's just chaos.
Team Fortress 2. That game is over 10 years old probably, and still has a dedicated community, including me.
To be fair, the cartoony visuals help it age pretty well.
It's artistically well executed, so it's already more appealing than 90% of games out there anyway. Games nowadays want to push realism as if it always means beauty, but for me, the real charm is in the art style.